And we're back. And we're back. Welcome back, everybody, to a very
Hello.
cold episode of John Talks to Lamb and Lamb Talks to
Ooh,
John.
Isaiah does talk, or Lamb does talk to John. Shoot, I
Yes.
just
As a
outed
matter of
myself.
fact, I am John, and that guy over there
I'm Lamb.
is Lamb. There, yeah. See, we got it. Yeah. Same brain cell, same wavelength there. Yeah.
It's cold day in
Oh
Texas.
man, is it?
In the
So
South,
last
really.
night, right? Okay, we were told. Okay, maybe we should all preface this, right? For those of you that don't know, 5 years ago now, 2021. There was, like, a giant storm in Texas that, like, knocked out all the power.
Mhm.
Uh, I think some people died, I'm not really sure, but ever since then,
Yeah, a lot of
we
people
yeah,
passed away, unfortunately.
we've been traumatized,
Yeah,
and year after year, the state promises, "It's gonna be okay this year, it's gonna be okay this year," and yes, so far it has been okay,
it's been
and
decent.
so far, fingers crossed, so far this time has been nice. It's cold, yeah, for sure. I mean, for example, right, I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt and a robe, and I have a blanket over my feet, over my, like, legs. It's cold. It's very cold. Last night, I had the smart idea 'cause I usually sleep with only 1 blanket, right? But last night, I figured I should probably be on the safe side and get my 2nd blanket out, like, literally folded over next to me so that when
Mhm.
I woke up in the middle of the night freezing, I would just flip that thing on top of me and be okay. Call me a prophet because it's exactly what happened. How did I know I was gonna get cold? Oh, yeah, the weather forecast, basically, but
Mm,
yeah,
mhm.
so, we're gonna do our best. I mean, I already can't feel my hands, and we have an hour to go on this recording, so
Yeah, it snowed last night over here. John's in,
yeah,
like, Central Texas, I'm in North Texas.
we didn't
Uh,
get none of that. Well, we
yeah.
got some of that in Northrop of me, but nothing
Mhm.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, and I know, the very first time it happened in 2021, which was the worst one
Mhm.
to my knowledge, a lot of people did end up dying, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Um, but I remember I was up here because 'cause I've been up here the last decade almost. Oh my goodness. Um, but, my apartment complex, we all lost power. No, we didn't lose power, like, the first day or, like, the
yeah.
second day. Like, the first half of it, I had power, and one of my friends who
Mm.
lived in town, he was like, "Hey, I have no electricity. You said you still have power. Can I come over?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Sure." And, like, we hadn't really hung out one on one. We were part of, like, a group of friends.
Oh
So I was
gosh.
like, "Oh boy." And I was like, "Well, this is gonna be awkward because 'cause I'm just an awkward person, but,
Mm.
like, I can't let you freeze out here." And so he came over and we were just vibing, and, like, we were part of a big a Discord group of friends
Oh,
that all
sure.
lived in town, we all went to the same school. So we were all just kinda keeping each other updated, and then when he came over, I took a picture, I was like, "Guess who's at guess who's at my house, you guys?" But then we didn't eventually lose power, and then it got really cold, but
Yeah,
somehow managed to survive.
246, by the way, 246 people perished. That
Lord.
is pretty crazy. I just remember the rolling blackouts because 'cause we'd get power for about,
Mhm.
I don't know, 10 minutes, and, I distinctly remember at that time going, "I can warm up food in this 10 minutes,"
Yeah.
because everything I had was, like, I mean, I wasn't unprepared, right? I had, like, canned
Mhm.
food and stuff, but eating cold canned food does not exactly make you warmer.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This morning, I was freezing, and then as soon as I was like, I do my standard kind of morning routine, right? You'll brush the teeth and all that nonsense, and then immediately was like, "All right, how?" Because you gotta wait 30 minutes after brushing your teeth, right? Thank God you pushed it back by 30 minutes of recording time. That gave me
Mhm.
time to eat, otherwise, I'd be frigid right now.
Oh,
Because I
no.
went and had, like, rice and chicken and a big old cup of warm coffee, and I was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
thank goodness." I could feel again. It's like the furnace is stoked down there, we're ready.
Thank God.
Oh, man, yeah.
What's it called? This year, well, I guess at my current apartment, so I guess I was also next to the hospital last year too, or the last time too, or
Oh, yeah,
2021
yeah.
rather.
You have an unfair
But
advantage over everybody.
the last time we had the storm happen, my building was one of the few buildings that didn't lose electricity because I think we're on the hospital's generator, thank God.
Mhm.
Um, so I think last time we just had a handful of people come over here because we had
Hey,
electricity and we all were just kind of hanging out here.
not
And
bad.
so we're fine. We haven't lost electricity yet. I don't know if anybody has. Hopefully not. Um,
To
you
my
know,
knowledge, nobody has.
yeah. But I also know that we're not getting it the worst up here. There's other places that are getting it a
Oh,
lot worse too.
I see.
But yeah, the cold sucks unless it's time for sleep.
Yes, I agree. I slept very well last night, and I think it was because it was so cold. I heard, like, sleet hitting my window. The
Mhm,
weird part 'cause it's like you've described how your room is right is the first to get cold or hot air, so it's
mhm,
highly regulated by the AC. I'm the
yeah,
opposite. I live next to the AC unit, so
mhm,
all the air goes to the other end of the house, and then I get, like, the warmth from that thing, and then
yuck,
the remains of whatever air conditioning there is. And on top of that, I think the storm is coming in from the direction that, like, the corner of the house that I live in, the storm is okay, imagine like this, right? I'm in this little
mhm.
square room right here. The storm is coming this direction, I think. So my room is just breaking the wind and all
Oh,
of the rain and stuff.
no.
So like my room is always whatever that house is, I'm the opposite of. So the rest of that, like I step outside my door and I'm like, that's like like visibly, it's physically warmer out here, like by 10 degrees maybe. And then the barrier of my door is I walk back in and I go, all right, I have about 5 minutes and I can't feel my hands.
Mhm,
It's crazy. It's crazy. Luckily, I have 2 dogs, and they're, they didn't sleep with me last night, but this morning when they came in, we bundled up. It's
mhm.
pretty nice.
Yeah, I haven't done anything differently so far, thankfully.
Mm.
But I've got my comforter blanket.
Yep,
I've
yep.
got I've got a 20-pound weighted blanket. That's always fun. Whenever I'm
Oh,
sick,
yeah.
I always pull that bad boy out. Because I'll be sweating out whatever I got immediately.
Yeah, supposedly, the weighted blankets, they help a lot of people. I don't know if it's a
Mhm.
universal, help, but
I don't
I
know.
think they sound cool.
I think I got it last winter actually.
Mm.
Because I was so I have 2 main blankets that I use, but I've officially switched to this one as of, like, a
Right.
year ago. Because what I normally would use, I have the SpongeBob blanket, if you remember that one.
Gosh.
What? You can't
No,
say
nothing.
nothing to me.
Nothing. No, 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 nothing.
So the thing about the SpongeBob blanket, and people give me a lot of shit for this, is I've had that blanket my entire life.
Uh-huh.
And it has holes in it. It's got,
Yeah.
like, a big gaping hole like this big. The
Yeah.
cotton's falling out and everything. I need to sew it back up or figure out something to patch it back up,
No,
but I
no, no,
just
no, no.
haven't.
I gotta stop you right there. No, there's no repairing it, Isaiah. There is no repairing it. I'll tell you why, because I went through the exact same thing. I
Mhm,
still have the blanket that I slept with for my entire life as well. I know exactly
mhm,
where it is because I retired it. I had a retirement ceremony for that blanket because all the stuffing was coming out. Or I think all the stuffing did come out, and then I asked, I think it was my mom that repaired it because it used to be
mhm,
her blanket when she was a kid. So it's gone through arcs of survival at this point, and then by the
mhm,
time, like, this was maybe 5 years ago, I was like, "This thing is coming apart again, like, these threads just can't hold it together anymore. It's time this thing retires." And so I know exactly where it is. It's folded up, and over there, I'm pointing off screen in that direction. It's
mhm.
over there.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah. You gotta you gotta retire it and get a new blanket.
I hear what you're saying.
Give it
Leave
a
me alone.
decent send off before it just
I think it's, like
disintegrates.
it's in here, it's in my closet somewhere. I mean, like, that's why I switched to this blanket. I've had this blanket for years, but,
Yeah.
like, it was always too heavy.
Mhm.
Uh Like, that one at this point, it's like a glorified top sheet with a little
Sure.
bit of
Yeah,
cushion
yeah,
or a little bit
I
of
get that. I can see that.
it's got a little bit of cotton in it, so, like, in the summer times, I usually or, like, I'll pull it out and
Mm.
just sleep in that, but, like, I was using that as my main blanket for
Oh,
years.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and actually, I think I've had this blanket since my freshman year of college, actually.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, okay.
because that's what it was. This was my main blanket, but I wanted that blanket back because when I moved up to college, it was put in my
Mm.
grandfather's storage.
Right.
Um, and then when he was finally moving, or he moved out of Texas, and then he was coming. I think it was 2018, or 2019.
Mhm.
He was officially moving all of his stuff out of Texas, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna move my stuff out of Texas. Do you
Oh,
guys want to
yeah.
like look at my storage stuff? Because anything I'm not taking with me, I'm just gonna get rid of." And I was like, "Yes," because I know my blanket's in there. I've been looking for that blanket for the last like 3 years.
Oh
Good
gosh.
lord. Um,
This is the SpongeBob one or the one you have
yes, this
now?
is the
Okay.
SpongeBob one. This
Mhm.
is the one I got when I moved up to college.
Gotcha, okay.
Uh, and so I, because that I was a very bad emotional hoarder before.
Mhm.
Um, and as somebody who lost a lot of personal things in my life,
Mm.
uh, family members, homes, things like that, it was like anything I could hold on to, I need to keep it.
I
I'm a
understand that.
lot better at it now. I'm just more of a I just collect things, and then after like months or years, I'm like, why do I even have this? I'm getting rid of this.
Oh,
But
that's
like
good. That's
I've
good that
got
you
a
can get rid of it. Yeah, that's a yeah.
yeah, before it was like, I can't get rid of this because, what if I need it for the future? Or
Mhm.
this has so much of an emotional tie to it. But I got to a point where there's certain things I'm like, okay, I refuse to get rid of this because this and that. This other thing, I really don't need this.
Oh, yeah.
But I've got a box or like a Foot Locker full of my old stuff.
Mhm.
And if my stuff, excluding the blanket, can't fit in there, I'm not gonna, for the most part, keep it unless it's like got a very big
Oh,
sentimental like thing. Like
sure.
I have this painting that my mom did of me and my brother when we were younger. I can't get
Oh,
rid of
nice.
that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But I
So
don't know if I got
you have
rid
a
of
box. You're like, if my building burns down, as long as I can take this box with me, I'll be good.
no, because like 90% of the time I forget I have it until I remember it's there. Because if I remember the things that are currently in that box,
Oh,
it's also it's half storage, half that. Because
yeah.
the stuff that I have that should go in there, I have displayed as well. Um,
Oh, right.
and so one of the, I know because it's
Well,
got
okay,
my
let's assume that the bomb threat has been issued. You're like, you can
yeah.
only bring what's in this box. Everything you think you would want would fit in the box, and then you could get out and you're like, all right, the guitar on the wall is burning. Uh, I
Well,
don't
then
know. That's all I
I
can see.
gotta. How long do I have? Because I gotta do make some life changes real quick.
All you have is one. You have enough time to pack one box. That was what
All
the
right,
call came over
cool,
the radio, and the PA system in the building went, "Okay, everybody, we've received a bomb threat."
cool. Well, then I'm emptying that out and I'm restocking. I'm putting more stuff, different things in there.
Oh, you just flip the thing over and then you start packing
Yeah,
our new
like
stuff.
cool, all that stuff. I'm gonna keep that painting. I'm gonna keep
Mm.
frame picture that I have of my mom. I'm packing my computer.
Will that fit in there?
Yeah, it
Oh,
better.
okay.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Sure, I could put stuff up to the cloud and whatnot. I have
Yeah.
too much stuff on my computer. I have too
Oh,
much of
yeah,
my
yeah.
personal projects on this computer to get rid of. All of like
Oh,
my
you're
comic
right,
book
yeah.
that I've been working
Mhm.
on, my D&D stuff I've been starting to write.
Yep.
I mean, I guess most of that's
You're
on the
not data
cloud.
backed up is what I'm hearing right now.
Not no, because well, at least for my comic book,
Mm.
I do it locally on my computer because that's where my
Yeah,
program
yeah.
art program is at. The other thing is, I've already told people if anything happens to my to the game itself and I lose
Mm.
all my mods, I'm not continuing the comic. Because it took
Oh,
so
yeah.
long and it was so hard to get to where I am now. If I have to start it from scratch, I'm not doing it.
I don't blame I don't I wow. I don't
Take your
blame you.
time. But
That's a
yeah, let's
devastating
see.
loss, yeah.
What else would I take?
You gotta I think the official term or the official safety backup in film at least is 3 copies. You need
Mhm,
1 locally, you need 1 on the cloud, and you need 1 off-site. So if any one of them fails, you have 2 more backups.
mhm,
I unfortunately don't have all that. I well, yeah, I have 1 hard copy, right, on my computer. I do have a cloud backup for part of, audio of the writing process and all the photos that I think I now need to update because 'cause I'm 6 months later into the process, and I don't think my Google Drive is gonna be able to hold it.
yeah.
And then I have a hard drive that's sitting right there, uh, with another backup. So my offsite copy is right there. So if my building burns down, I'm relying on something. I'm losing 6 months of progress basically, and
Yeah. I need
that's
to
terrifying.
I don't know what else I'll keep. That's kinda like the big thing is I just need
Hmm.
for sure need my computer. I can buy more clothes.
Mhm.
Half the stuff I most of the stuff I have in here, I can just buy back.
Yeah.
Um
It's a weird scenario that the terrorists they called in. They cleared it actually
mhm.
with the, you know, the state police and all that. They're like, "Well, no, what it is it's a
It's population
expedited
control.
what's expedited demolition. Your building's going down,
Oh.
and usually they do this, you know, 6 to 8 months after the building has been declared abandoned and everybody's moved out, but it's a rush job. They need to start building the second one, and it needs to
Mhm.
happen in about 30 minutes. You only have 30 minutes to pack up everything in your room, put it in a box, and take it with you.
put it
That's
in a
it.
box, change into some cargos, and just load my pockets with stuff. 'Cause I assume as
Yeah.
long as I have it on my person, it also counts.
Oh, yeah, yeah, no, I mean, they're not body checking you. Yeah, you could put, like, 2 things in your armpits, you could,
Mhm,
carry the box, put a backpack on, I mean,
mhm.
yeah, 30 minutes. I
I
wouldn't
would need
say
all my
just a
Magic the
box.
Gathering stuff. It's not coming with me.
Oh, yeah, that's all going?
I'm not taking
Magic's
that
out?
stuff.
Yeah.
All
That's
I mean,
fair.
I have, like, an album binder thing,
Mm.
and there's, like, 2 cards in it, and then also Exodia from Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, those are your most expensive cards?
Yeah, totally. I
Yeah.
that wasn't just given to me and that happened to be in there.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, tell nobody. Ooh, we definitely
Exactly.
just told the world. Oh, well.
No, no. But, yeah, I guess, I'd crack my laptop for sure.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, everything else, unfortunately, can just be
Yeah,
regained
I
later.
feel that. I think even, like, as long as I bring my laptop, that's really the only thing I really, really need. I
Mhm,
think it's hard to not rationalize, but it's hard to, like, imagine starting over with nothing. I mean, you see I have a bunch of, like, random stuff behind me.
mhm,
I don't know where it all comes from. I mean, well, some of it, yes, I do because I've ordered it, but some of this stuff is, like, ancient, you know?
mhm,
Like, I mean, these Lego well, you can't see that's on a different shelf. Like, a lot of the stuff that's up here is just random stuff. This is all cards,
mhm.
but, this is, like, random stuff that I've collected over years and just decided to put up there. It's actually my junk shelf. Awkward that I'd put it on this side, but, anyway, that like, what exactly do I really need in here? Yeah,
Yeah.
I just buy more clothes.
Oh, I'd take my bear books. Oh, my Xbox, I forgot, I need to take my
Oh, in your
Xbox.
Xbox, yeah,
Very important.
Honestly, I think losing my desktop would probably be a blessing in a cur no, yeah, blessing in disguise because I
Mhm,
need to update this thing at some point. It's getting old, and I don't wanna spend the money to upgrade it.
mhm. My stuff came upgraded, so I'm all
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I don't even remember when I last updated the stuff on this, but it's been at least 5 years, and that's the beginning of when they say to start pushing it.
Mm,
Mainly because I usually know because when I ever try and play a new game, I gotta set everything to low, and, that's a fun. That's a fun. Although, speaking of which oh, well, okay. There's some weird buildup to this story. I kinda gotta walk you through it,
okay.
and it starts with me saying, "You know how rarely I throw the D word around, depressed.
Damn,
I'm not depressed. I
depressed.
am not depressed." But
Yeah, you say it's fake. You say people that are
I
depressed are just
had
doing it for attention.
I actually made myself depressed for about a day and a half straight. I think I'm
Mhm,
recovering now because this was happening last night. I was like, "Do I even bring this up on the podcast? I'll probably be fine in the morning." I was like, "Maybe it's just because of sleep and because I'm, like, not eating enough and I just had a bad day yesterday." But 2 days ago, right? So today's Saturday. 2 days ago on Thursday, right, this game well, okay, sorry. On Wednesday, this game released. They lied to me. They said it was releasing on the 22nd, and then they released it on the 21st. And I didn't realize that until I was going to bed, and I'm like, "Wonder what time this releases tomorrow. I need to set my alarm so that I could play it when it comes out because 'cause I've been really excited for this game, Arknight's Infield. I played the original
mhm.
one way back in the day. I wanted to play the sequel." And I was looking on this thing, I was like, "Okay, all right, Asia, it's going on the 22nd, worldwide 22nd." And then they were like, "And America is already out." And I went, "What do you mean it's already?" And I'm looking at this like 11:30 at night going, "What do you mean it's already out?" And they went, "Yeah, it released at like 7 today." And I was just sitting there
Good
going
lord.
like, I'm furious because this is one of those games that, you have to it is like a mobile game, but it's also on the
Mm,
the computer, right? And a lot of these games, they use kind of a time-based system, so you wanna start some of the timers so that you can actually start progressing faster and getting to the cooler stuff sooner. And
mhm,
that was my plan. I was like, "I'm gonna do that on Thursday. I'm gonna do that all the way up until, like, my scheduled game night, and then, swap off and let the timers run and all this." Only to realize I was a whole day behind now, and luckily it's not that big of a deal, and I'm not that pressed, but,
pathetic.
so, like, I go, "Okay, well, I'll work like a half shift and then I'll play." And that's
Mhm,
exactly what I did, and I was having a great time until it came to about dinner time. I was trying to figure out what do I eat? So I, like, had some food and well, I was like, "What kind of food do I want to have?" But the problem was I didn't wanna stop playing to go get food. So I kind of went and got some snacky stuff and then kept eating it sort of while I was playing because it requires both hands, one on the keyboard, one on the mouse. You're going, you're playing. A couple of hours later, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm hungry again. But because I didn't eat a good meal, I was like, I only have like 125 calories left in my budget,
Mhm.
which turns out is exactly how much a big old bag of kale slaw was. I happen to have kale slaw in my fridge. So I went and I
Mhm.
grabbed that and I put it down and I got my little fork and I was ready to eat it. And I went, I can't eat this while playing because I have to have the fork to move it to my mouth, but I need my hand for the mouse. And so in my
Sounds like
ingenuity,
a skill issue.
in my ingenuity,
Uh-huh.
what I did was I cut the top off of the bag of kale, and then I personally picked a story based mission so that I could with one hand click through the like listen like listen and click through the dialogue, while with the other one I would hold the bag and like a horse eat kale out of the bag. That's exactly what I was doing. And I was like, I ate through this entire bag and I was like, that was like perfect. And then
Good lord.
I couldn't stop. I still can't stop thinking. It's just 2 days later where I went, I ate kale out of a bag like a horse while I was playing a game and I'm almost 29 years old.
You
And I
do what
just
you gotta do,
I
man.
sat with that for like 2 hours after I went to bed thinking about it. And I was going, what's wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me? I'm going to die
Oh,
alone, aren't I?
no.
It's nobody. I was talking about this yesterday when we were playing games with another friend group. I brought up this thing and I was like, I don't think I mean, I would be hard pressed to find somebody, right? Okay, so imagine this, right? You
I'm
walk in
imagining.
and your boo, right, is playing a game, and you see they effectively have a bag of grass strapped to their face, and they're just chewing eating out of the bag while they're playing a game. You walk in and you go, that is attractive to me. That is very
Mhm.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
I'm into that. That's mine right there.
Hey, listen. Listen. When you're into somebody, they could do the wildest things sometimes. You're like, "Damn." Listen, if
Oh
I
my
walked in
gosh.
on Chris doing that,
Yeah,
I'd just
yeah.
look at him and be like, "Damn, you're hot." Or I'd
You
walk over
really
and be
think
like
so?
I'd be like, "Hey, do you want me to feed it to you?
That's
Or do you need
crazy, though.
help?" Like,
That's
what
exactly
I'd
right.
be like, "What's going on, bud?
Oh
Do you
my gosh.
listen. Affection makes you feel weird things about weird situations.
Dude, I 3 days now I've been thinking about this going like, "Do I need to change something? Maybe I need to reorganize my entire life so I don't put myself in a situation where I'm eating kale out of a bag, hands free, so that I can keep playing a game." I was
Listen,
mad at myself. I don't know
It's
what's
okay.
going on.
I mean, maybe you need to rethink your life choices, but
This is it. I don't
here's the
yeah.
thing. Last time I hung out with Chris, he came
Mhm.
over, he was laying on my bed. I was showing him all my stuff because I get excited to show people things that I'm working
Sure,
on. And he
sure.
was just there. He was just on TikTok and also paying attention to me at the same
Yeah.
time. And then I just stop and I just stare at him. And he goes, "What?" And I'm like,
Mm.
"I just like looking at you, D." When you
Ew.
like somebody, you'll be surprised what you'll be willing to be like, "Am I into this?"
I guess so.
I
I
don't know,
guess
maybe
so,
that'll
man.
activate
No.
your
Oh.
future boo's, like, primal instincts and be like, "Dang, that's a warrior. That's a
Yeah,
hunter-gatherer right there."
I can't imagine, like, I can't imagine it because I imagine myself on the other side of that walking in, and I would just be going like, "What is happening in here? Are
Would
you
you
okay?"
prefer would you prefer someone walk into you in peak, degenerate gamer mode? Your room is covered in Mountain Dew cans, you're
Mhm.
eating a bag of Doritos like this, and you got
Oh
s
gosh.
greasy ass, cheesy ass fingers all over your stuff?
Mhm.
'Cause that's disgusting.
Yes, I completely agree. That would never I mean, first of all, I would never do that
Mhm.
because I don't wanna get grease all over my stuff. That was part of the
Yeah.
reason I couldn't eat kale with my hand because 'cause I'd use my hand to do this. I didn't want any, I don't know, kale debris getting on my computer stuff, and I
John,
didn't
I
need
think
my face for that.
you're just overthinking it too much. Listen, you were doing what you had to do, and some people will respect that ingenuity. Uh, 'Cause some people would
Yeah.
have just been like, "Okay, I'm just gonna not eat until I can." But you said, "No, I'm gonna
Well,
find a
because
solution. I'm a
I would've
problem
gone to
solver."
bed. Yeah, I would've gone to bed hungry. I would've gone to bed without eating
Exactly.
because
You're
I just
taking
wanted to keep
care of
playing.
yourself, and that's all that matters.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Women
you're
women women
really
women love men to problem solve.
you're really twisting this around. I see you're right. I'm actually a genius. This whole time I've
Exactly.
been thinking I'm not, and,
I think you just have imposter syndrome. That's what's going on right now.
imposter syndrome, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I mean, that's why I was like, I don't throw around depressed very easily, but yesterday, the whole day, I was still thinking about that. I mean, I'm still thinking I brought it up now. I don't know how I fixed that, and I don't know if I need to fix like, yeah, I guess it's like, I need to fix this. You're saying, "No, don't fix it." If they like you, they'll like you eating kale out of a bag while playing a game for 8 hours straight. Like, "Alright, yeah, I see your point," but
If
still, that that activity
Mhm.
is just, unbecoming of somebody in
Listen,
my
listen,
position.
John. I hear what you're saying, and I understand, trust me. But when you think about it,
Mhm.
people do a lot worse and still stay with people.
I mean, that is
People
true,
do a
but
lot of gross stuff and stay
but the eating
people will
kale out
sit
of a bag like a horse is a surface level problem for me.
Mhm, mhm.
It only gets crazier the deeper you
You
go.
are having first world problems right now, my friend.
Hey, hey, those are my problems, alright? Don't problem shame me.
If it makes you feel better, I can also relay a not a story or a parable. What's the an anecdote of my own of this
Okay.
recent week of my own sadness and trials
Oh
and
gosh.
tribulations. So Chris, he was sick for like the last week or so. Well, he was sick last
Mhm.
week, so he was out for several days. Um, and he started vacation, I think today or yesterday.
Oh, nice, okay.
So like he's kind of got it going on. But because he was sick and at home, we got to talk a lot more because he wasn't at work or
Oh.
busy or anything. And so
Right,
then
right.
he goes back to work, and communication gets a lot slower because we're both working, we're both doing our own thing. And
Mm.
so then there was a day where we were talking because me and Anthony were supposed to be going back to our job this weekend because of freeze
Okay.
and everything, but because the way that things kind of worked out, uh, I ended up just working the normal work week, and he took off half day yesterday, and now he's there now, staying over the weekend. And so that whole thing was happening, but that's because, I talked to my friends, I talked to Chris about it, and everyone was like, "Okay, but, like, the roads are gonna freeze, and what if this happens? Yada, yada, yada." I was like, "You know what? These aren't things I thought about." I wasn't all there mentally, I'll be honest. But
Okay,
that
sure.
was on Thursday, I think? Yeah. No, that was on Wednesday night, because that's when we went to the store. Wednesday night was the last message I got from him when he was, basically like, uh, "Talk to Anthony about it." Um,
Mhm.
I talked to Anthony and, like, just to make sure you guys are all good to go. And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." And then the next morning or the next afternoon, I sent my good morning or good afternoon message, and I was like, "Hey, just an update on these different things going on, yada, yada, yada." And I never got a message back from him. And
Mm.
I was like, "Oh, okay. You know what? It's cool. He's just going through it probably. He's got his own stuff going on, trying to be
Right.
understanding. And like we'll send each other stuff on like TikTok and Instagram. So he does that, and I'm like, okay, cool. He's alive. That's good to see.
Sure,
He
yeah.
still hasn't texted me back. All right, whatever. The next morning comes, and I'm really like deep in my feelings. Like I'm like, you know what? This isn't the first time this has happened. Usually, whenever this happens, he's really just not having a great time.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
okay, yada yada yada. But I'm like deep in my feelings, dude. I'm not
Hmm.
saying like, oh, he hates me deep, but like,
Right.
what did I do wrong? Am I doing too much? Maybe I'm just overextending, yada yada yada,
Oh,
things like that.
sure.
Like really bad in my feelings, which I haven't been in a long time, because I've been pretty good at reassuring myself.
Okay. Yeah.
So then I go to send my good morning message on Friday.
Mhm.
Thursday? Yeah, my good morning message yesterday, and something told me to just scroll up real quick. So I scroll up, I see my message where I was like, "Hey, good afternoon. Here's the updates." And I scroll up past that, and he did message me. He
Oh.
messaged me about 3 minutes before I sent my message, but I never
Oh,
saw
oh
it because
gosh,
I
I
was
hate it
making
when that
my
happens.
message at the same
Yep.
time.
Mhm.
And so now I feel stupid and dumb and silly because I'm over here in my feelings thinking, dang, I messed up somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, he hates me. Meanwhile, he's just vibing.
Oh
And he
gosh.
even like in his message was like, "Hey, like, did you talk to Anthony? What's going on? What's the update with that?" So like, if you read the messages, it looks like I
Yeah.
was responding to him.
Oh, yeah, just totally ignoring the question.
No, I answered the question, but I didn't realize he even asked the question.
Oh, oh, I see.
Um, so it looks like I responded to his question. In reality, I was just sending a message, and I was in my
Right.
feelings for a full like 30 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And now I feel so dumb. Not dumb. I just feel like I felt very silly afterwards, and I was like,
Mm.
I this is absolutely a skill issue because this isn't even like a matter of miscommunication. This is just
Mm.
a lack of awareness on my side.
No, it happens more often than you'd think. I literally I learned, oh man, this was years ago, that I can't ever have my phone like I can't turn off my phone while it's on an app that I want to receive messages from.
Hmm.
Because if I do like okay, like say I was texting like say I'm texting you, right? And
Yeah.
then I'm like, all right, send me a message in like 4 hours or whatever, right? Let's say you want to schedule something for later. But I close my phone, right? And then I go about doing my stuff. And then the next time I open up my phone, instinctively, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the power button and then like swipe whatever app I was on out of the way so that I
Hmm.
could go back to the home screen. Well, yeah, this was many years ago when I started this habit. I don't do that ever anymore.
Mm.
So it's hard to even remember what I was doing because I have this habit so ingrained. What kept happening is I would open up my phone, somebody would have texted me and they were the last thing that I was doing on the phone. So the message would immediately go to like, it would clear the notification like, "Oh, now you've read it." And I was like, "No, I didn't."
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm already doing whatever task I want to do. And like 3 days later, I get another like follow up text. It's like, "Hey, did you get that? Did you get this text? Did the text not go through?" And I'm like, yeah, that text went through. I never got a notification." And that happened enough times that I was like, this is what's happening is I open up my phone, it's clearing the notification, and I'm not even reading the text messages because I've already read these text messages. That was what I was doing 30 minutes
Hmm.
ago. I was texting you and I read all your text messages. I didn't know there was a new one there because I didn't go, "Hey, you have a new text message." So
Yeah.
now I always close to like I think I never leave it open unless I'm like playing a game or something. I will never turn my phone off unless it's on the home screen because
Yeah.
I need the notification bar up there to like continue my tasks.
That's completely fair, dude.
Yeah. I don't know.
Y-
Maybe that's a modern brain thing, or
I
I don't
don't know.
know.
It could be the ADHD thing too. I don't
Could
know.
be. Yeah.
But like I have a similar issue with that because
Mm.
um I have a habit of like I'll either clear all my notifications
Oh
or
yeah.
I'll leave them all there and then sometimes people will send me a message and I accidentally swipe it away.
Mm.
Or like I'm just swiping through stuff and I'll swipe away messages and forget about it.
Yep.
Or the
Dude,
worst thing I
why?
do,
Hold on. Why is there
uh
not an undo remove notifications button?
I don't know, man.
We've had, I don't know, 20 years of phone development. And every time I do that exact thing where I'm like, okay, I want to click. This has happened to me more times than I could count, right? I go to like swipe away, like a random, crap email that I got. And as I'm moving my finger to swipe that notification away, a different notification will come in that I actually am interested in, like a text message from somebody. And I swipe and it moves my little thing down by one. So I swipe their message and I go, "Oh my gosh, that was from somebody just texted me." And I have to go
Mhm.
hunt down who that was. Usually I'm not drowning in text, so I just go in there. But I'm like, I'd rather
Yeah.
click on it once than have to go swipe, click, click, and then I'm good to go. Right? We need an undo button.
I
Who's in charge of developing phones?
Bill Gates? No.
Yeah, Bill Gates.
Steve Jobs.
Gates,
Wait a
Steve
minute.
Jobs. Yeah, Jobs, get in here. We need you
Come back.
to that's the one feature I would ask for on a phone is undo, I don't know, 10 minutes of notifications, like reset status to 10 minutes. I don't want you to give
Yeah.
me all like last hour. That'd be maybe
Or if
handy
you
to
can even,
have.
like if there was even a way to, like, set for certain notifications that you can't
Mm.
swipe them away,
Yeah, I mean,
that'd
in
be
my
good too.
email, when I delete an email, there's I think there's always an undo button that
Mhm.
stays there for I don't know 5 seconds. if they would do that where I could, "Oh, man, I just swiped away this," you know, I don't know, text message. I wanna undo, bring that thing back because sometimes I get, like, a heads up on the little preview, right? If I don't have like, if I'll usually if somebody sends me a message, I'll, like, do the little mini preview, and then I'll see what the message starts to say, and I'll go like, "Do I have time to respond to this right now? I don't. I'm gonna have to do this, like, after work," right? So then I just,
Mhm.
like, minimize the notification, but I keep it in the tray so that 5 or 6 hours later, when I'm done working and I can handle whatever the text message was actually ultimately about, if I swipe that away, I'm like, I have to do it now, or I have to remember in 5 to 6 hours to do that, and that's not how my brain works. I don't have the mental capacity to do that after working for 6 hours.
Yeah. Um, what kind of phone do you use?
I'm an Android. Yeah, I think
Uh,
that would
just
describe
plain
it
Android or are you
who I want.
Samsung?
It's a Samsung phone.
Okay, I'm also Samsung because now I'm thinking, what if that's just like a feature that Samsung doesn't have?
That would
Like,
be nice for them to
what
have.
if Apple has that?
I don't think they do because everybody else I
Mhm.
know has iPhones,
Yeah,
and
same. It's ridiculous.
yeah.
Also, send me a text real quick. I need to see something. While you do that,
Okay.
I'm gonna continue talking about my issues. Oh
Okay,
wait, hold
sure.
on. Never mind. Somebody sent me a text. Okay, so Chanel just sent a text on the group chat. It just popped up. She sent a picture of outside it's snowing. I'm gonna swipe it away
Hey,
real
cool.
quick
Yeah.
because I think for my phone, even if I swipe it away and I open, so it doesn't show up on the messaging app, like the little icon that I
Yep.
have a notification of
Yep.
a message. But if
Mhm.
I open up my messages, it'll say, "Hey, you have this many new messages,"
That's exactly right.
and that's ridiculous.
It's stupid. I don't know why they would do that. I have no idea who put that thought design. Has nobody complained about this? Maybe we're on like the front cutting edge of first world problems here where I'm talking about my phones. Explaining this to a caveman is kind of a crazy concept.
Yeah,
But really, really, why don't we have this feature? God, I don't make a petition for this. We got to go on change.org or whatever it is and go like, please give us a undo notification button,
dead ass.
undo notification clear button because I've been wanting this for years and I've been expecting they're just going to put it in someday.
Yeah.
Got to
My
send an
problem
email to customer
is
support.
I don't always open up my messaging app,
Method.
my messages apps. Uh, but like if it pops with notifications, I usually respond on there. A
Oh,
good,
oh,
like,
okay.
40% of the time, the
Yeah.
message never goes through, and it's not like a but the thing is, it's not even like a, "Oh, your message
uh,
doesn't get sent." It
yeah.
just doesn't go through at all, and then I'll
Hmm.
go through and I'll go back to my messages, but it doesn't even show like, "Oh, message not sent," or nothing. There's nothing
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And I'm
Cause it's
like,
like,
"Hey, I responded to this. I swear I don't know why I never went through, but here's what I
yep.
said." And if I'm lucky, I remember what I said. Or the worst of it is because whenever it's notification, underneath the message, it has three different buttons. It's call, mark as read, and reply.
Right.
Sometimes I'll hit. I usually hit reply, so then I can reply there, and hopefully it
Yeah.
sends. Uh, but half the time I hit mark as read,
Mm.
and then it just goes away.
Yeah. I don't know what they're thinking over there, but
Yeah.
they need to do something about it because it doesn't work.
And then with WhatsApp, the way that it has the buttons is, the opposite direction. So it goes reply on the left side and Marcus read on the right side. I'm used to hitting reply on the right side, and so I'm always missing my
uh,
brother's messages because I just mark as read on accident.
yep.
And I'm like, "I'm
Yep.
so sorry."
I thought we were supposed to fix this with their like one UI thing that they've been trying to push, and
I
it's
don't
just
know,
not working.
man.
Yep. Yep. It's a real problem.
Yeah.
But the reason I was real down in the dumps yesterday because I mean, well, outside of really enjoying Arknights, it is a fun game. Well, have you played Genshin Impact or any other game like Genshin Impact?
I
Sort
have
of that.
not played
Okay.
Genshin Impact. I know of it. I've seen people play it. I have a
Yeah.
friend who plays, I think it's Zenless and Zero. That's you, right?
Yeah. No, no, I
There's
don't play. I never did try
No,
that.
no,
I
no,
wanted
not
to
Zenless
though.
and Zero. He plays Honkai Star Rail, made by the same
Yeah.
people.
Yep. Yep.
But like I've played like other kinds of kind of
Sure.
similar
Yeah. It's an
MMO kind
action
of games,
RPG. I mean,
action
they're all
RPGs.
pretty similar.
Yeah,
The
and
the
there's like a
big.
lot of them you can find online that are like
Yeah.
MMO style, and then it's like,
hmm
oh, this could be fun, but it's just missing a certain aspect that I want, or like it's
Yeah.
just missing something, so I'm not digging it.
Yeah, the big claim to fame that Enfield has is it also has, like a factory system. So
Mhm.
think like Pow World or Factorio or any of those big automation things where, you collect resources and then you put the resources through a machine and that little machine turns it into a rare resource that you need for another machine that you combine with three other machines and eventually you make a shirt, right?
Yeah.
So there's like a whole cool system around that, and that's my least favorite part of the game is their core. I'm like playing through the story and I'm like, this is great. The combat is like fun and it's flashy and it's great. Like I loved Genshin. Genshin was fun way back in the day. I haven't played that in years, unfortunately, but this one's very similar, right? Sort of that open world, wander around,
Oratrice
collect
mécanique
stuff, kill
d'Elise
monsters.
Cardinal.
Say what?
The Oratrice mécanique d'Elise Cardinal.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
That's
whatever
a
that
it's a
means.
it's a it's a meme from Genshin Impact, because
Oh,
it's like the title of something, I don't know,
oh,
and anytime they talk about it, it's one of those things where it's got like a long name, and anybody who talks about it has to say
oh.
the full name.
Oh, I see, yeah. No,
Yeah.
this is actually weird about that because they do have very long names. There's,
Uh,
like, the Union of Workers, Subterranean, something like that. Some really long thing, right?
what the
There's a
heck? The Fellowship of the
UWST.
White Hats, it's kinda
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, right? It's a very long so they have UWST, and that's kind of like their it's like the core of just regular people, and then you're the special ops, right, kinda thing.
Mm,
But nobody ever says like UWST or the full name. Most of them just say like like if they're regular people, they call them the Woosters or the
that's funny.
the UWs or something like that.
Mhm.
But I think Wooster is the one that was is like cracking me up every time they say it because I'm like the
Those
Woosters.
darn roosters.
That's what I call them. I'm like,
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
look, there's some Woosters over there. We should go help them. But
That's
yeah,
so funny.
anyway, the factory system is like my least favorite part of the game and it's like you need to do it. And
Mm,
I have I think one I'm down to like one main story quest left that I think takes me into like a fourth open world area because I've already done 3 of them. And then I have about 10 factory based subquests that I'm like I'm not doing these and I'm not doing the training simulations that they want me to do in order to do those. Because I did like 2 of them and I went this is frustrating. I don't
but
like this.
John, how are you gonna get better if you don't?
I know. I'm gonna need to. I have like none of my operators are equipped. I have
Mhm.
like the sword or like their main weapon, and then all of the sub stuff like their armor or their the like they think is an
John, you're
armor and
doing
a
this
glove stat.
wrong. There's a way you gotta do
I
it.
know, and I'm just going. I'm not doing this because I have a factory. Like my main factory is partially set up and all of it's now what they call clogged because they're all
Mhm.
just operating it. They've finished all of their stuff, and the inbox is now full, and I got to figure out what to do with all this stuff. I'm like, I can't be bothered. I just want to go play the game and the story, and everything I'm seeing online is like, all right, step number one: get your factory as optimized as you can. And I went like, okay, what's step two? Can I skip step 1 and, like, actually go in and have fun with what I'm doing? And yeah, actually, as it turns out, I mean, I'm probably gonna come to regret it, but all I'm doing is just progressing the story and leveling up, and yeah, I'm a little bit underpowered, but I'm making it work. When I hit a wall of, "I can't beat this,"
Mhm.
then I'll decide to go back and do the factory stuff
So you're
and
doing the
all of the
opposite of me.
homework that they want me to do.
You're doing the opposite of me in any game ever. I have to do all the side quests no matter how, not no matter how boring, but I have to do the side quests because it's just like
Mhm.
I just like the completionist aspect of it. But
Well, they're not gonna
you sound
go
like
away.
you
What if the
sound like
quest is like
Christian.
go
You sound
you
like
have
Chris
the quest is
whenever it
like
comes to
go
playing
ah,
Dokkan.
yeah,
Dragon
okay.
Ball Dokkan Battle.
Okay.
He'll come over. He's downloaded the game. He doesn't play
Okay.
unless he comes over here. He'll pull it up and he'll be like, "Play for me," because he doesn't want to sit there and play the game. When half the things that you do, you could just have it autoplay for you.
That would
And
be
if it doesn't
nice.
autoplay for you, he'll be
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I don't want to do it." You're so, how are you?
I get that. I actually understand that mentality. The other 2
I
games that
can't.
I'm playing, which is, they're both like sort of one of them's a card battler, right? The other one is
Mhm.
like a tactical RPG. This is an action RPG. So that means that I have to actually sit and play this one. The other two, as long as I set everything up properly, theoretically, I can hit the auto button and it will just execute my combos for me. I don't need to do
Mhm.
all the button pressing myself. If it's a hard level, yeah, I got to do it myself. And I like I've come to realize why I like that aspect because I don't need to spend all this energy like actually playing the game. My friends got mad at me when we were playing World of Warcraft because I was like, "How do I automate some of this stuff?" And they're like, "What do you mean automate it? That's what playing the game is." And I went, "You're telling me that every time I want to attack a creature, I have to press the attack button and then activate all three of these sub abilities that I activate every time anyway that they don't have auto casts on. It's like, let me automate that stuff. I don't need to do that. And they're like, you just don't want to play the game. And I went, yes, I do. Yes, I do. But there's easier ways to do this. And I don't need to push all these buttons. I don't need to tax my brain with that. Let me do the things that I need to worry about.
I understand what you mean because there's been several games
Yeah.
that I play and or like even the opposite way. I feel the opposite way actually. There's a lot of games that have like an auto feature.
Hmm.
They'll just instead they don't do it optimally. They just do like they have one
Yeah,
specific function, and if you're playing a game where it's kind of particular when you what you do when you do it,
that is
it
true.
sucks ass. Like
I have
with
noticed that.
Dokkan, that's
Hmm.
not my biggest one I could talk about. Is Dokkan you can auto play it auto plays the game for you. The problem is so the way that it works is the battle system is there's a whole bunch of orbs of different colors, and each orb you get like fills up your meter. If you fill it up a certain
Okay.
point, you do like a super attack or an ultra super attack, whatever.
Sure.
The way that the auto feature works is it's only focused on getting you the most orbs you can get at one time.
Oh,
But
yeah.
certain people have certain
Mhm.
abilities that matter based on what orbs you get or how many orbs you get. If you get the orb of the same type of or the same type slash color, you
Yeah.
heal up. And so some people get cucked by that because instead of
Mm.
going for the ones for the healing, it'll immediately go for the one that has more orbs on it. So while you might get a
Yeah.
stronger attack, if you're like in life or death situation, you're gonna die more than likely.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's why
or
some of the
and
characters, they are you can't literally can't use them on auto because
yeah.
some of them aren't I don't know, coded properly. They just don't function with the weird little AI that they have set up.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a real problem.
Yeah, I think we need to fix AI.
That would be a good
Down with
start.
AI!
Yeah.
Down with AI!
Yeah, so hopefully, yeah, that's enough video game talk. We handled that, right?
Is
That's what I'm
it?
gonna be doing the rest of the day. Well, actually, I do need to work today because,
Yeah.
I don't think I said this on the podcast. I think I said it right before. I clocked out at, like, 3 PM on Thursday, I think, and, I was, like, half a shift, and then yesterday, I think I worked an hour after I had already played, 'cause well, okay, one of the other reasons I was upset yesterday, and I think kinda down in the dumps a little bit, yeah, I had the kale thing on my mind, but also I got woken up at like 5 AM by one of the
Oh,
dogs because there's a cat that keeps wandering up outside my window. I think it's a cat, and it keeps yowling
let's me find out it's a
for no reason
chupacabra.
at like 5 AM. And I
I think
happen to
there's
have
a
one of the
reason why it keeps yowling.
well, he's probably cold, but there's no cats that live around this house. They live nearby. And so I don't really know why it keeps coming up over here for like 3 or 4 days. It didn't come last night, so I don't know, maybe it's gone. But
It
one of
could
the
just be cold
dogs
too.
could be that, yeah. One of the dogs heard it and immediately woke up at like I woke up because I heard the yowling and I was like, "Oh, damn it, that cat's back again."
Mhm,
And the
mhm,
dog had heard it, and I think that was the first time that dog was hearing it. Woke up and went full on alert mode and, tried to go and wake up the household for battle. And I had to go chase this dog down because I'm like, she's never gonna go back to bed.
mhm.
So that was
What
what
if
my
she
that was my
knows?
5 AM morning wake up. And by the time I caught her and put her back in the bed, and I'm like, "Go to sleep. If you get out of this bed, I'm gonna pick you up and put you back in the bed again." She's like, "Okay, copy that." Just stayed there in the bed. But by that time, I was like, "I'm awake."
Mhm,
So I tried to go back to bed, and then like 20 minutes later, I went, "Never mind." Got up and just started playing infield. Played that for like 5 or 6 hours, and then managed to go. And I was like, all right, I feel exhausted now. I'm going to go back to bed. But I'd already eaten all my food for the day. And I've been miserable about that. I mean, last week, that was just me complaining about being miserable.
Mhm.
And this week, it's a little bit better because I'm trying to work with myself and it's not going great, but I'm trying. This is the first day that I think I'm getting back to normal. So hopefully that's an ongoing update. And
Mhm.
that's another thing. Yeah, that just contributed, by the way, to my weird depression state
Just stop
was
being depressed.
well, I don't get depressed almost ever. Right. The
That's
problem is
what
that it
contributed to my
happens.
depression state. I don't get depressed. Do you see how you
Yeah,
sound right now?
that's exactly right. I am not good at coping with me sad. Sad me is sad.
Well, that's because all you do is compartmentalize your feelings,
Yeah,
John.
and when I run out of compartments, when all of the rooms in the motel are full,
Mhm.
and that one little thing, just that sits there like I'm balanced on a knife's edge. I think at pretty much any given moment right now, I'm like balancing work, I'm balancing losing weight, I'm balancing extra projects, all of these things, and there's just also I guess the stress of daily life and family and all this stuff, right? The tertiary stuff, all of that, right,
Yeah,
is
all that
sort of
extra
handled
stuff.
is sort of handled in the brain for the most part.
Mhm.
But when something happens, right, like I get woken up at 5 a.m. and I get like 5 hours of sleep when I should be getting 8 or 9, especially when I'm in such an intense calorie deficit,
Mhm.
it just blows all the doors open and all of it starts to like kind of pile up a little bit too fast. And I think that's what happened yesterday. I think the kale thing pushed me over the edge. And at least it didn't help, right? But yesterday I was like reconsidering. I like thought back because I didn't have the energy. I wanted to play infield. I didn't have the energy to get up out of bed and come sit here in this chair and play games. I was like, I just kind of want to like lay down and play you can play the game on your phone, but I didn't want to do that.
It's
I
not the
wanted to
same.
play, yeah, exactly. You can't, it's an action RPG. You can't do it on your phone. But yeah, so I was like, this whole like, what am I doing? Like, in another month, right? Let's say another month, and I'm done with this calorie deficit. I keep saying that because that is the hope that I'm holding on to. But at the same time, when that ends, I'm going to have so much mental capacity
Mhm.
that I'm not dedicated to fighting myself against eating food. Because like, so like GLP-1s, right? The like weight loss drugs.
Yeah.
Like Ozempic, right? The stuff that you
Yeah.
like jab and all that. Yeah, yeah. How they function is well, at least sort of how I understand they function is that they limit food noise, right? Food noise is sort of your brain telling you that you're hungry if you're hungry or not, right? Sometimes people eat.
Oh.
I eat like because I'm bored, or
Yeah,
I eat
same.
because I'm stressed out, and I that's a way that I help cope with stress. That's very dangerous, right? Slippery slope. I did that for years, and that's exactly how I ended up where I ended up. And so I've tried to move away from that, but the food noise is never ending. I've watched a couple of videos where people like professional trainers. I don't know how much I agree with this or not, but some professional trainers have said that when you get to like 300, 400 pounds, right? Obviously those people that they want to lose that weight and they can, but he was saying, at least the guy that I was listening to yesterday, he was saying that a lot of people, it's not possible for them to get that low because yes they can, but they're wired in a different way to everybody else, and I'm pretty sure I'm the exact same way
Mhm.
because I have like right now food noise. I ate less than an hour ago. I still have food noise where I'm like, I need to be eating. I feel my stomach. I feel the hunger. I hear the hunger in my head. My brain's telling me to eat. And I've been dealing with that for 3.5 years. The level of stress that alone brings me is infuriating.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that I can do about it because even like sometimes, yeah, I understand I'm in a really depleted state right now because I'm in a really deep cut and I have been for, God, almost 24 days now. But at the same time, that was another person that I'd watched where they sort of did, they were a bodybuilder, right? So they had gone like 50 pounds up and then 50 pounds down and then 50 pounds up and then 50 pounds down again. And they're like every time or each time that they'd gotten down to their lowest weight for like a show, they were always able to eat a full meal and afterwards be like, I can keep going. And I did that maybe three of the past 7 days where I
Mhm.
went, I'm going to eat until I feel full. And that ended up being my full day's worth of eating in one
Yeah.
sitting. And then I'm like, I don't get to eat anything the rest of the day. This is really miserable. And then I would just go to bed furious and
Sad.
starving and sad. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that another thing that I think kind of pushed that a little bit over the edge for me was dealing with that. And I'm still dealing with that. And I'm looking at another month at least of dealing with that. Like by my math, that's another thing. By my math, I should be a pound down from where I am. And I'm 5 pounds heavier than I am because of these giant food meals that I've been eating.
Mhm.
So, yeah, all this stuff is just kind of building up. And now here I sit going, I'm I don't know how to deal with all of this, and I'm doing my best to just handle like one day at a time.
That's all you really can do, to be honest.
Yeah, but I can't. The problem is that you can't deal with it like that
Mhm.
because if you're just dealing with it one day at a time, it's such a higher amount of stress, right? Let's say minus the last month. I have operated in a mindset of like, this is how I live, right? This is how much food I get to eat. This is when I get to eat. This is how much I need to burn. And those rules have not changed.
Mhm.
Now I'm looking, I've already changed the rules 3 times in a month, which is not good.
That's not
Breaks a
good.
lot of my
I
systems.
see I see what you mean.
So yeah, I'm going from a 3-year mentality to I'm looking at the numbers going, I only have a month left if I really, really lock in that I don't know if my body can do
Mhm.
because my mental capacity can't handle it. And my body physically can't handle it. I mean, every time I stand up, I almost black out because of how
That's
much of a deficit that I'm in.
John.
So yeah, that's what I've been working on this week is I'm trying to balance that.
Mhm.
But at the same time, balancing that on one hand and balancing on the other side, only a month left, only a month. Stick with it for another 3 weeks, then you'll maybe be okay.
Mhm.
So, but I don't know that stress of compacting 4 years worth of systems into, okay, well, the systems aren't going to change, but you can't handle this anymore. And I'm like, what's the difference between me handling it for the last 3 years and me handling it right now? And like, once all this finishes, like, let's say I do manage to make it through. Let's say it only takes a month. Let's say it takes excuse me. Let's say it
Oh
takes
my.
6 months, right? At the end of that 6 months, my life will fundamentally change because all of this mental capacity, right? Right now, I have like three things going on in my head. I'm talking. I know what we're going to do after this. And I'm hungry. Those are the three main thoughts in my head.
Mhm.
Once that third thought goes away, because that third thought never goes away, then what do I do with all this bandwidth? Do I work on projects? I've pushed off like 4 or 5 things because I was like, I don't have the capacity to deal with it because I'm losing weight. Once I lose this weight, then I can open up some of these other projects.
Yeah?
Then I have to start actually doing the projects. And at this point, I can't even fathom doing them because I'm just hungry. And it sucks.
Yeah. I somewhat get that, but mine comes from
Hmm.
more of a psychological, mental side
Yeah, yeah,
standpoint as
yeah.
opposed to, like, the physical aspect of it.
Mhm.
Because like, I how do I phrase this? I'm trying to relate.
Oh,
Um,
sure.
I guess the easiest way to put it is I've been in survival mode
Mm.
for most of my life,
Yeah, yeah.
and so when that finally stopped, uh, it was terrifying
Oh, yeah.
because it's like you said, you've always got this thought or, like, this thought in the back of your head or, like, you're always thinking, "Dang, I'm so hungry, I'm so hungry." Like,
Mhm.
my thoughts are like, "Dang, something's not right, I don't feel good, there's always something going on,
Ah,
everybody's against me." Like, the anxiety is always
yeah.
really bad, but then once I worked through or went to therapy and worked through a lot of my stuff, there
Mhm.
was the very first, like, portion of the time when it happened, it was literally just, like, my body was still reacting, as if I was still in survival mode, but I wasn't in
Oh.
survival mode up here.
Mhm.
Um, and so it was I say scary, not because like, "Oh my god, I'm scared," but scary as in, like, "This is weird. This feels wrong.
Right.
I shouldn't." It felt wrong to feel okay. It felt wrong to
Mm.
not be anxious.
Yeah.
Uh, and so my advice to you is if you are ever feeling that point of getting to that point of this doesn't feel right, I'm not used to this anymore, do not let the self-sabotage win. Because
Hey.
that's why a lot of people end up self-sabotaging for one
Yeah.
reason or another. It's because something doesn't feel right. And a lot of people who have been like struggling or they're used to being
Mm.
depressed, anxious down in the dumps and everything, they will sit here and find reasons to get back into that state because that was their
Yeah.
normal for so long.
I man, if I because I do think I am self-sabotaging to a certain degree,
Mhm.
especially in regards to I mean, it's so easy to self-sabotage with food. Just
Mhm.
eat the food, right? Which is like the most enjoyable thing you can do
Absolutely.
85% of the time, right? Like there's not much that gets that dopamine rushing a little bit more than just, oh man, wouldn't it be great to eat that whole pie? No. I have to continually say no to that, right?
Mhm.
And that is a lingering thought in the back of my head because a lot of people that were really heavy and they lose a lot of weight, they have a tendency to regain a lot of
Yeah.
it, if not all of it. I mean, I think the percentage, it's unbelievable. First of all, I believe I've already cracked the 90 percentile because I think it's like 90% of people that try and lose weight ultimately fail. I'm done with that part for the most part, right?
Mhm.
I've lost the weight. Now I'm entering into a different section, which has an equal amount of failure chance of
Yeah, it's that maintaining
regaining.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have
That's where a
to.
lot of people fail for sure.
Yeah, that's why I'm terrified of it is a huge life shift, right? All of the systems that I've worked on. Yeah, I understand how to lose weight. I got that part down. All right.
Mhm.
Maintaining the weight is a totally different thing. I feel very confident that if I ever wanted to bulk and regain the weight, I could do that in a heartbeat. I don't even have to try on that point, right? Maintaining the difference between that and gaining, hair in my mouth. The difference between that and gaining, I think, is so marginally slim that I'm a little bit nervous about messing up the maintaining part and accidentally going into gaining.
Yeah.
But I have the theoretical knowledge to do it. The problem is like the only way to do it is to do it. And it's like the
Mhm.
same way that I've like tested things out and this didn't work for me. I have to try like a different way and I have to do this. And I was doing all that with just years mentality behind it. Now I'm going, I don't know, my entire life changes in a month and I have to rebuild a lot of these systems from the ground up. What am I going to do?
Don't
Maybe
let
just,
the taste of freedom
mm,
live too long, because I think that's why people end up going back so
yeah,
easily. Because it's like, "Dang, I've done all this stuff, like, I proved I can do it, now I can do whatever I want," and they'll start doing
hmm,
whatever they want. They might slip back into old habits, they might start,
yeah,
neglecting their physical care.
hmm,
It's so much easier to just do it that way because it's like, "Oh, I said I was gonna lose the weight, I lost the weight. Cool." It's
yeah,
so much harder to keep it consistent and not regain it back.
that's true. I mean, in a weird way, I've had this thought a couple of times, but in a weird way, well, this isn't quite the right way to say this, but I'll just say it like this and then clarify it, right? I think I was happier 5 years ago when when I didn't care about any of this.
Oh,
When I
100%.
didn't care about my weight, when I didn't care about the way that I looked, any of this stuff, right? Then when I
Mhm.
made that mental shift and I'm like, I kind of want to care and I've slowly begun to care. And now I'm like, I think I'm less happier now than I was back then,
Of
but it's a
course.
different kind of happiness.
Mhm.
because like now I sort of get, uh I guess I mean, happiness, I don't know that maybe that's not the right word for it, like contentedness, right? Like
Yeah.
back then I was content 99% of the time, right? There was no times that I wasn't like, "Oh, yeah, this is kinda lame. I'm unhappy with this," right? Because I just didn't care, right? I didn't care what I ate, I didn't care what I looked like, I didn't care anything, right? I was doing exactly what I wanted to do at any given moment. And now I'm on the total opposite side of that, where I'm like, "I can't do this. I have to do stuff that I don't like doing because it makes me happy with this aspect of myself," right? So yeah, it's like I keep saying like, I was happier 5 years ago in terms of this of just every day, right? I had like boundless energy. Even being a big dude, I had
Yeah.
boundless energy, like to more than a lot of my peers. And I was weirdly like more athletic than them, even though I weighed like twice as much as they did. Now it's like the total opposite of all of that. And it's a really weird then versus now comparison for me because I could totally see myself doing what I was doing, 5 or 6 years ago and then dying at 45 or whatever, but, like, man, what a great life that would be. There's some, like, comedians, right? What was that dude's name? I wanna say it was maybe Gabriel Iglesias or
Mhm.
some of these, sort of, larger comedians, right? Lavelle Crawford, I think, is another one. I don't
Mhm.
maybe it was him, right? Where and I used to, like, think that that mindset was I totally understand it, where they would basically be saying something like, yeah, you can live a really healthy life and live to, 120, but why would you? Because you can get, live fast, die young sort of mentality, right? Where they're like, do all of the cool stuff when you're young enough to do it and then burn out like a flame. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I get that. That's pretty cool. I don't really see myself going to 120, to be totally honest with you, unless, science and all that. But assuming I make it like a really long time, yeah, I mean, a lot of those people I think look back at their younger years and just go like, I should have. Like, I don't know how many people wish that they had done that live fast, die young. Eat the slice of pie. Don't eat the slice of pie.
I'm
You're
one
a
of those
live
people.
fast, die young.
No, no, sorry. I'm one of those people who's already looking back and it's just like, "Dang, what have I
Oh,
been doing?"
I mean, I understand that. Yeah, that's yet another thing that I think was contributing to that, but to my
Mhm.
mental slump was like I spent 4 years working on all this stuff. Now I'm getting to the end of it, and all that stuff that I pushed off, saying, I'll do it when I've lost all this weight. I'll do it when I lost all this weight." Now I'm like, I almost really dropped the big swear word right there. It's like, whoa, what do I do now? Uh, yeah, and that's exactly where my mental capacity ends. My mental goes right to there and it goes, all right, well, we got to plan out. This is why I'm having such a hard time planning things out further than a month, right? I have
Yeah.
a cruise in like 8 months. Like, I can't even fathom 8 months from now because I am stuck less than a month, maybe a month from now, going, man, what do I do? What
Mhm.
am I going to do? I'm going to have so much stuff to do that I don't want to do right now because I don't want to do it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'm going to want to do it in 4 months. Or not 4 months, sorry, in, a month or 2, but what am I gonna do? I gotta change everything. Oh, someone knocking at your door?
No, I thought I heard fire alarms. I got scared.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, that would've been
Especially in this,
ironic in this weather.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely understand that to an extent.
Mm.
It very much is like, how do I say this? Because like I work at an old folks home. I work at a retirement home.
Right.
The average the median age of my residents is 85.
Yeah,
Our
yeah.
oldest resident is like 100 and something. Uh
Yeah, that's
And,
impressive.
like, they've all lived their lives, they're all great-grandparents, if not more than.
Yeah, yeah,
They've
yeah.
all got families, they've all done what they had to do, they're all religious, most of them served in the military at some point,
Oh,
like,
wow, okay.
they've all done their stuff, and I'm, like, sitting here, and I'm just like, "Dang, they lived a long life, they have families, they've
Mm.
got lineages, like, they've done so much probably," and
Yeah.
then here's me struggling to even survive,
Mm.
hoping to do something with my life, um,
Yeah.
like and I could do that live fast, die young stuff, but I can't. As much as I would love to,
Yeah, I feel
I
that.
cannot bring myself to live like that.
Hmm.
Um, I have the very carefree, I'll be honest. I guess my closest, relation to your weight loss would be, my dental health, because we all
Sure.
know how that journey's been.
Yeah.
For my most of my entire life, I've neglected taking care of my teeth. I neglected taking care of myself because I was just like, it doesn't matter. I don't
Yeah.
really care about it until it really started hurting,
Mhm.
until it really started affecting me. And I looked back and I was like, dang, why wasn't I taking this more seriously? Why wasn't I taking care of
Mm.
myself? And I
Yeah.
think that's kind of where my mentality for that whole ideology is, how do I say this? In the younger years, and you were like,
Mm.
why do I care? Why should I care?
Yeah.
Uh, but in your older years, you're gonna be mad at yourself because you didn't take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You're gonna be suffering because your younger self wanted to be carefree.
Mhm.
Uh, and so I think it really is just kind of finding that balance between taking care of yourself, but also just kind of going off the edge sometimes and being smart
Yeah.
about it. That's a very important thing. Be smart about it. You don't need
Mhm.
to go out in a blaze of glory, but you also don't need to keep your candle just a candle. You could start a fire with it. You know?
Hey, it's a good analogy for
Thank
sure.
you. You can start a fire, just don't start a forest fire. That's where my
Yeah, yeah.
analogy's
Put the
going.
rocks down, keep it contained.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, make a campfire, make a bonfire even.
Yeah,
Have
well,
a
okay,
good
yeah,
time while
yeah.
you're there,
Mhm.
but don't let it get out of control.
Yeah. Well, good way to turn that around a little bit. It was getting a little too depressing there at the end.
Yeah.
I guess we are kind of over time again. Anything you want to talk about? Any final thoughts
Um,
here?
Take care of yourself.
Mhm.
Your future self's gonna appreciate you for it a lot. Well, I know me and John, and we've both been making strides to taking care of ourselves as
Yeah.
people who were very carefree for a lot of our lives. Please
Yeah.
don't neglect yourself. You need to be good to yourself at the end of the day, because at
I
the end of
agree.
the day, you're gonna be stuck with what you have.
Mm.
And if you don't take care of you don't if you treat yourself like a car, if you don't take it in for repairs or checkups, after a while, it's just gonna break down and you're stuck with nothing but a lemon. And you don't wanna be a lemon.
You don't want to be a lemon.
That's it. That's the title.
Nice. Wow. That's great. Poetic, and you can say this guy's a writer, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Why?
Bye.